Go with it, Unkit. If it holds 14, not 14, but I mean, you're almost better off just putting a stop loss at 1350 and just seeing what happens. Down 4%. Yeah, you've been building the support here. Whatever happened on this day with their acquisition, they ruined all the SPAC plays. Because this was like a full-blown reversal. So whatever deal flow was on this, this was ended up being a pump job. Now you're going to have like an endless, see how the volume on this bad boy? You're going to have an endless supply of bag holders on this one. And Shill's been weak too. They need to start kind of curling their way back higher. They look cheap, but that might not mean anything. Morning, peoples. All right, cool. Let's add in this Penn. I think Penn also. We got 2.2% open. It's only opening down 76 cents. Like that one's hot. This one, if it goes red to green today, we may, we may take this thing right off at the bat in the first, few minutes. You're starting to make a, curl your way to kind of this third test of resistance. The volume on this was really nice yesterday. I'll go with that one. GAN is much harder to trade, but it looks okay. To me, GAN looks like it's stuck under all this resistance. It's not as clean. Yeah, I'd pass on that one, buddy. All right, so as long as this market holds these pre-market lows, I think the plays to try to long this bad boy, as long as we can hold this kind of support. We got multiple levels down under this. The overall structure of the market's still looking just fine. The play is on the long side. So I repeat, Roku, watch this for the red to green. You're down about 81 cents. This thing... Man, this stock is getting tighter than a goose caboose over here. This thing's looking ready to go. I like this one. This is my fave. The JNUG, number 2. You get a trend line break on this, it's going to go. Now, JNUG always works a little bit better on a big dip, and then you go red to green on this. It's getting ready to go. So JNUG is a gold ETF. If you look at the price of gold, if you look at the actual commodity of gold, this thing is very, very tight right now. Like, see how your 9 EMA is just kind of cushion right up under this thing? When it does that, if it can break this trend line, gold should be able to get a nice push on it. Now, gold itself moves slow. So unless you're above the age of 76, you don't want to really trade, gold. You want to go in with the JNUG. You want to go into JNUG because it's a leveraged ETF for it. And once you do that, man, you're going to have some fun on this one. I'll tell you what. The JNUG is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. This one's looking nice. So keep that right up on the list. RH finally triggered for a swing yesterday. This is more of a multi-day hold. If you're not in this already, like, watch any tap back into this, I would say like 270 spot, then the swing trade will still be valid. I think this one, if you look at how long it's consolidated, if you look at how long this is consolidated since June 1st, we're at June 15th, 6 weeks. So typically, the size of the pattern, the length of the pattern, the longer the pattern, the longer the hold times. So typically if you have, say, like a 4 to 6 week pattern, it typically will hold for that much time. It will typically run for that much time. Also, the measured move on this one is probably 325 to 350. Same thing, right? You got Lulu. If it can ever break out this zone here, then you'll have probably next stop would be 350, 360, like very, very quickly. I like this one. Both of those look good, but only if it gets over this level. So Lulu only over 320. RH, it's already triggered. So you just need a little retest. If you get a retest, you're good to go. Let's take a look and see if there's any good PR plays out. Yeah, so you got like some of these, like see this lion group? I don't know what's going on with this thing. Oh, man. That's a lot of range. This is probably just a day trade at this point if you see some action. Not my exact cup of tea here because it's, when we were looking at this in the morning in the chat room, it was like 450. Now it's already at 8. So some of the fun may have been hey, Grant, what's going on? Yeah, so this one, like, you can't chase this thing up, but if it starts to, ORB or start to show some kind of pattern like that, you may want to take a little gander at it. I think that one, today may not be the day for that kind of play. Yeah, let's see if there's any other kind of good, hold on here. Let me filter this out here. Try to take all this junky panty stocks up. Boom, 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 boom. China. Grant, man, did you get back home safe? Hey, so, earnings season is going to start coming out here. You've got Alcoa's today. I believe Netflix. Is today. Yeah, you see all these things are starting to move around. Earnings season start to come out. So earnings season, guys, is like where you get the real sweet spot in the market of some action. Because, stocks are going to be talking about how much money they made. That's obviously going to be like your real good sweet spot in terms of what's starting to happen. Something like this Netflix, now that, you can see here like how you're holding on this 90 MA. If it kind of comes out of this range here, you're gonna definitely have some fun on this one. It could get it back into the 575, 580. Those are gonna be some good spots. Yeah, chung. Tesla's weak. All these kind of EV companies, like Workhorse and stuff. I think they're gonna run again, at least a little bit. They're just tightening up. Like if you see here how tight the range is getting, like if you look at like say a 15-minute chart. So after a big run, a stock has to digest. Stocks, they get their power from consolidation. They get their power from basing. So when you get like $2, $20, that's not sustainable. So you have to spend like a period of time digesting that move, right? It's like you just had your Thanksgiving dinner, and now you're in hibernation for a little bit. So all that it's doing is just building up some steam. And as long as like this, this zone holds, and it's like, notice how like the range is getting tighter. Even yesterday, like it was barely moving around. I don't know, Uncle, aren't you Indian? You should be like having algos on the Googles and stuff. You should be telling us. Shit. Tighter and tighter and tighter. At some point, if that range breaks, then you'll start to see this thing start to curl its way back. So I think that's going to be, it's not ready just yet, but they're all, like you notice, like they all are starting to like pull back. And when stocks start to pull back, you may think they're just done. But all that it's really doing is just marinating and building up steam, like as it gets tighter, to do something like that. So I think that, all these are they'll have their day again. It's just a matter of when. You don't want to be early on it, because if you're too early, then you end up getting smoked out. Hey, this BE, this is a electrical component company. Man, it had a monster volume on it yesterday. This is like pretty much like a mega penis candle. 13.50 to 14. You got a week open on this, 2.5%. So if this thing, you're down about 40 cents on it. If you go red to green on this one, that dotted line right there, like you're going to have yourself some fun on this. Yeah, one sec, I'll get you the layout. Yeah, that thing is hot. HAWTT. Good. Add BE to the list too. That's our list. I'm sticking to it. Do we got any adjustments we want to make? Don't forget about that Roku and the Chinese name. Roku, Chinese names, cruise lines. RCL is the best one out of the group. China. And then we're good to go. Man, that Upwork is like, no. It's a little bit thin. But I still see the trend on it and stuff. I think that's probably a stock to watch on a longer term basis. Good. All right. That's the list. I'm sticking to it. Don't forget pen too. Let's go shred, guys. I'll be in the boom boom room. Let's not try to trade all day. Cuckoo was tired yesterday. We're staying at the computer a little bit longer than we want to. There's been too much action in the market.